I'm sitting here at the Kosel today in the room which houses the Sefer Torah, the Kosel, many Sefer Torah, and I'd like to speak about an important topic today. It's based on this wonderful Sefer, Asar Nisyonos. It's not so easy to get it. I went into one store and they said this Sefer is out of print. You'll never find it anywhere. It's gone. So I went to a store across the street, and lo and behold, they had a copy of it. So what he basically does in this Sefer, it was written by a Yid in Brooklyn whose name is Rab Leib Pinter, and it was also written by my friend Rab Hershkowitz, that who helped organize the Sefer. But what the Sefer basically shows is that just like Avram Avinu went through 10 Nisyonos, we all go through 10 Nisyonos. And these 10 Nisyonos that he went through are prototype Nisyonos. That are 10 challenges that every single Jew has to go through. And the Mishnah in Avos, it's Parak Hey, Mishnah Gimel says, Asar Nisyonos Nisnasu Avram Avinu, Al V'Shalom, V'Amid Behem, Lodia Kama Chibaso Shal Avram Avinu, Al V'Shalom. Right? That Avram Avinu went through 10 Nisyonos, and this was to show the greatness of Avram Avinu. Says the son of Avram ben Agra, and this he explains in Perigos in this Mishnah. He says these 10 nisyonos of Avram Avinu are koilel. They are inclusive of every single nisoyan that a person could have in the world. Right? He was challenged in his body, his wife, his possessions, his children. Kidei shekol nisyonos b'toras Yerusha. When later on his descendants would have similar type nisyonos, and we all have to go through this nisyonos. And the Maharal adds here, especially people who are in Eretz Yisrael and living in Eretz Yisrael. We know the Chazal tell us Eretz Yisrael is nikta b'yisurim. It's acquired with difficulty. And in order to get Eretz Yisrael, you need to have difficulty. So in order that we should be Yerush, in order that we should get Eretz Yisrael and later come out with this with this Yerusha, with this inheritance. So Avram Avinu paved the way for us. He paved the way for us. And the 10 Nisyonos, I'll just say this quickly here, and we'll wrap up with that. The 10 Nisyonos that Avram Avinu went through, so according to the Bar Tanur in that Mishnah, the first one was Or Kazdim. He was thrown into a Kivshan H. He was asked, do you believe in idols or do you believe in Hashem? He would not budge that he believed in Hashem and not idols, and he was thrown into a kivshan eish, into a fiery furnace. That is a nisoyan in Amunah. And it's very interesting because his brother Haran was looking on, and he said, look, if Avram comes out alive, I'll go in. If he doesn't come out alive, I won't go in. Right? So Avram came out alive, so he said, I'll go in. He went in and he was burned, but only from the inside and not the outside. His body came out intact, but in the inside, says Rav Chatzkel Levenstein, because it's not enough in Amunah just to say, well, if he does it, I'll do it. It has to come from yourself. So that's the first Nisoyan, was in Amunah. The second one, Lech Lecha Mi'artzcha, that's the Nisoyan of Galus, leaving your place of birth, if that is needed to be done. The third one, that there was famine in the land, B'Yirav Ba'aretz, that's a Nisoyan in Parnasa, in your sustenance, and we all know what that's all about. The fourth one was when Paro took Sarah, right? That happened more than once, and that's on Soyin in Shidduchim, marriage. The fifth one is the Milchama with the Malachim. That's the challenge of Nisyonos in life, the Milchama we have with the war that we have with things, with ourselves, as it were. The sixth one was Bris Bein Sarim, and that's an Soyin in children, because the question was what would be with his children. Seventh one was Mila, right, at 100 years old. Avram Avinu had a Mila, that's Yisuri Aguf. The eighth one is when Sarah got taken by Avimelech, that was in Shalom Bayis. The ninth Nisoyan was throwing Yishmael out of the house, and that was Sarah Gidel Banim. And of course, the 10th Nisoyan was the Kiddush Yitzchak, was to live and to die al Kiddush Hashem. As the Chavetz Chaim says, it's a higher level to live on Kiddush Hashem than to die in Kiddush Hashem. So these 10 nisyonos are prototype nisyonos that we all have, and our Ravino, as were paved the way for us, he put into our blood, into our genes, the ability to stand in these challenges that we all encounter, that we all must encounter. And I'll finish off with one point, which was nischadish to me over Pesach, is that this is why the possessive in Hebrew is with a yud, right? Sheli, Beiti, my house, Ishti, my wife. Why is the yud the possessive? Or as one girl told me, the shaychut is called shaychut, because the 10 challenges that a person goes through, that's who he is. Right? His personality is given to him. Is he going to be quiet? Is he going to be talkative? Is he going to be smart? Is he going to be not so smart? Is he going to be wealthy? Is he going to be poor? All these things are pre-decided, right? The Gemara says the tipa comes in front of the shaman is decided. What a person really is, the real you, the essence of a person, is the 10 challenges that he goes through. And that's why the yud makes the possessive, because that's who you are. Those 10 nisyonos, that defines yourself. And as Rav Shapiro told me once, he said, "Anachnu lo mevakshim nisyonot." We don't ask for them. Aval al tivater al aף אחד מהם. Don't be mavater. Don't give up on even one of them. Because when Hashem sends it to you, it's to allow you to grow, and it's to for it. It also it's a kapara for a person. It's also forgiveness for his transgressions. Many other reasons. Again, don't ever ask for an assignment, because we don't know what we can stand at. We can't stand. Only Hashem knows that. But when it comes, remember what Rav Shapiro said: Al tivater al aף אחד מהם. Don't forgo even one of them. Don't give them up, because there are great our challenges that we have in life is Hashem showing us that we can reach very great places. Hashem should help us to get there and to be successful in it. Amen. Kain Teretz.